So clicking a lot is gonna be kind of hard. It's not bad, it's just since it's fresh. So we will... Yeah, we will do this as a substitute. We're gonna see how many soldiers... Hi, Nina! Yeah, I'm okay. It's just a small cut. But yeah, we're gonna see how many of these soldiers we can kill in an hour while reading one of my books. I literally have a copy of one of my own books, and we'll see how long I can get. How far? I can't speak today. We'll see how far I can get in an hour while committing, well, crimes. It's not a war crime the first time. That's the rule. Okay, and I am going to be very scientific about this and set a timer. So we're setting a timer for an hour, and hopefully I will go back. I will be able to go back and check exactly how much death. So ready, steady, go. 1 hour and book plus this young woman against all these men. I'm sure they're trying to harm her in various ways, and this is super justified. She is bounty hunting, so maybe not. We're already on, like, well, soon for losses. I love these daggers. How has everybody's weekend been? Oh right, yeah, she hits him twice because she's a rogue. So this book that I'm gonna read from is University Strange, or My Life My Life Amongst Academics. This is my debut novel that I wrote 15 years ago soon. It's not part of the Love Street series, but it does have an awesome anti-villain, sort of. He's kind of a villain. If you used anybody else's perspective than the heroines in this story, he would be a villain. But she likes him, so... Yeah, it's been good. I stayed over with the friends yesterday to watch a movie. Oh wow, we are making a lot of money, guys. So yeah, and he got the critical hit. So yeah, I stayed over with a friend, which was really nice. We watched Adam's Family. It was nice. The Tupper Blade. It's literally silly. Hi, Michelle. So today, since I cut my finger in the shower, because I'm silly like that, we're doing a mass murder of these guys. I'm going to go back and count and see how many of them we've got. We have done an hour timer, so it's going to be an hour-long stream. And I'm also reading from my debut novel. About, yeah, Kira Sparrow and the very evil magician that she really likes. Here we go. Chapter 1 of University Strange, or My Life Amongst Academics by L.H. Westerlund. Sigh. I closed yet another absolutely abysmal vampire novel about a special and powerful heroine possessing powers out of the scale, a strong, proud woman who still was only yet another horny teenager. Did every modern heroine have to be only lustful? Was there no other conflict in the entire known universe worth pursuing writing about? Oh, that is a much less of a bounty. You know, for a person who hates books, you read quite a lot. I I looked out, mostly for politeness' sake rather than out of curiosity. The voice was unmistakable. Yes, it's an exclusive book reading. There's not even an audiobook of this one, guys. This is just here. The voice was unmistakable. Just like myself, my best friend was unimpressed by books, and unlike me, he rarely read them. But my current visitor did not share in this distrust. Drar looked at me with a mischievous smile so typical for the tall, athletic Djinn. Here gave me a headshake and suggested that I might try to read something which didn't suck. Drar might have been a walking, talking mystery, granted, but a fucking smart walking, talking mystery. Most people might not know, but some would actually be able to tell you, to some extent and with slight variations, what a Djinn is. The word here, though, wasn't something your typical mortal would know. Because of the sexless, or maybe androgynous, I do not have any freaking idea. I'm going the wrong way in this maze. Can you hear me properly, or am I too far from the mic? But yeah, book reading and dragonfable that I can click with fewer fingers. This is much easier to do when you can't help but hurt yourself. That sounded like I did it on purpose. I absolutely did not. You can hear me fine. Great. The word here, though, wasn't anything your typical mortal would know. Because of the sexless, or maybe androgynous, I do not have any freaking idea, nature of the Djinn, we had made a middle word for them, inspired by the name well, the angels did. They are the undisputed masters of getting their noses where they do not in any way, shape or form belong, after all. This was immediately proven, with the help of the appearance of my best friend. Alexis Darn. He was dark beyond example, or at least he appeared that way, and his wings were white as snow. Or the feathers he occasionally could be persuaded to give to my brother, the scientist, upon losing them, were white. Alexis had, a ridiculous number of years ago, cut his own wings off for some mythical reason he always hid behind the utter bullshit of wanting to fit into the world of men. It wasn't just inane, it wasn't even imaginative, or the least bit logical if you knew Alex even a little, which I suppose practically nobody did, which might have been why it worked in the first place. Now what? He wondered, accidentally strengthening my yet never gainsaid theory that angels could never mind their own business. Alright, he's my friend, but still, always curious. Just as singularly empathic and loyal, oh yes, but whatever. All books I read are just full of excuses for cool heroines to get less cool by falling 100 miles for the wrong guy and spend their entire book wondering if they will soon lose their virginity, I complain. And I'm not even counting this last one. She isn't just pathetic and yearning, she's so utterly useless. Is she reading Twilight? I think my heroine might be reading Twilight, guys. Well, that'll match her up nicely with him then, the Djinn noted with a shrug, and threw himself down onto a sofa that wasn't actually there. I've never known anyone that grumpy for no good reason. Or for any reason. He's her teacher, though, I noted rather vaguely. He could be right to be pessimistic, judging by the statistics. Oh, so she isn't. Alex gave us a rather blank look, only to apparently, rather despondently, reach the conclusion that we hadn't actually lost our sanity this time, either. I could easily figure that he found us to be fairly near the edge, so to speak. Not that he would have actually minded if we had lost it, to be perfectly frank. We all have to get lustful sometimes, it is part of life. we were assured by a hastily appearing djinn named Robin, who I always thought of as female for some reason. Only us. Even us, sorry. I am not the slightest bit full of flight, Drar objected neutrally, and judging by the words, fairly absent-mindedly too. Here then gave a grin, unless you're discussing the Lamborghini Gallardo Balboni. Dear, what a car. Robin and I gave simultaneous moans, but not at all for the same reason. Her gave a resigned groan. I was equally as in love with the car as Drar was. I'm telling you, Rob is a girl. Which I am too, fine. But who says that has to matter? It isn't as if most guys are more focused on the cars than the girls they could score in one. Anyway. And if I ever want a date, I'll go find Thomas. The dude is a perfect matchmaker, complete lack of people skills aside, if he only would get the idea to get into his head to try, what with his ability to sense all and everybody. He would find me a good match straight away. I wouldn't be the first to come for... I can't speak. This is problematic, I feel. I'm trying to stream and speak, and it's going so. I have already way lost count on how many people she's torn through. It's been 10 minutes. And I think she's gone through the entire base 5 times. Wait, we can see how many times she's been through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Did she already have that? I don't know if she had that. I think she did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because she had that. She's been through it 4 times. But she is running out of mana, so that's interesting. And the book I'm reading will get republished probably next year, because it is quite old. I'm gonna make a new version of it. She is rambling a bit, my heroine. I mean, to be fair, so am I, but... The game does not keep track of her murders, no. I will have to go back and... A pair of stuffed moglins have been wrapped in a ribbon. I've always wanted to like click on that and see what it looks like, but it doesn't let you. But the game kind of, since I know up to this is her gear up here, and this she got last week, so I can count the number of times I've completed the quest from the number of like junk she has. But to get the individual murders of this stream, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Ta-da! Victory sound. Yeah, and it reminds me of Age of Empires, that kind of dun-dun. I like the noise the silver weapons make. And I completely missed the victory sound. Wait, is it? The do-do-do-do-do? Yeah. Because I could switch to like a different weapon and it makes a different noise. That sounds a little toxic. Like chish, chish. And then we have, like, light would be... Chin chin. That's a cool noise, actually. I wouldn't be the first to come to him for crush-related circumstances either, but hardly for that very reason. Apparently, he is attractive, or so they say. And I'm sure they're right, but as it happens, he is my annoying, kind, and on top of that, wise big brother. The only thing even remotely close to how much I hate that git is how much I love him. But don't tell him that. He's 9 years my elder and was 20 the year our mum left our dad. No, wait, the mum... I wrote this book! I thought both parents died. I have forgotten the plot of my own book, guys. Oh, I don't think she makes it. He was 20 the year our mum left and our dad was burnt alive in our house, which he set on fire himself to get rid of her. Oh, the irony. Yeah, they had a bad marriage, guys. To-do! Why is it so enthusiastic? Dun-dun. Something, and weirdly, because you'd think you'd be slowed down in the reading, because I'm doing something else at the same time. And you can tell I've been playing this game for 18 years, because I barely need to look at the screen. The nerd points. The nerd force is strong with this one. But it's tempting to try and read faster to like get back to what you're doing somehow. I don't know, but it's reading slowly is a skill, and it's one that you have to master to do audiobooks. So it's good practice. Since nobody was thinking of me at this instance, but merely tried their best to off one another any way that they could, it came down to the science nerd and probably not involuntary heartbreaker Thomas to pick up the pieces, namely myself. I moved into the University Strange, no, that is not the formal name, sadly, and watched in growing boredom how he expanded the known boundaries of knowledge and science with his exceedingly dull experiments. Finally, someone had the bright idea that I might be of some use, and designated me the job to monitor the suicide attempts of a scientist. Stanley, why did they assign a 12-year-old to this? Like, why? How was she the most qualified for that task? Which might not have been an entirely appropriate task for a child, not to mention not such a terrible waste of time had the man actually been in the least suicidal. Which he truly never was. Stanley loves life, slightly too much for his own good actually, and him spending his days and years at a university isn't a fluke either. He's a scientist with all his heart, and he truly loves his work. The resulting consequence is that he lives and learns with great enthusiasm. And that resulting consequence is completely freaking life-threatening. The dude never has the least idea what he's doing. Ever. Sounds kind of interesting to be around, though, to be fair. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm not. This is kind of new, that they get mana back when they do, like, when they're doing a normal hit. Schedule an oil change. Okay, sounds like fun. Speaking about oil changes, would it be cheating on the Valkyrie to get that? No worries, Nina. Have a lovely time on your dinner? Yeah, dinner. But, yeah. I'll see you Wednesday, I hope, and possibly tomorrow for Ryan's stream. Take care. At long last, I turned my attention back towards my mates. Robin was sitting in the sofa that still wasn't there, cozily curled up beside Straw while they discussed something in gin. Ow. I accidentally touched the mouse with the finger I had the cut in, and it was not pleasant. Robin was sitting in the sofa that still wasn't there, cozily curled up beside Straw while they discussed something in gin. Alexis stood a ways away, absent-mindedly scratching his back, while a few white downs fell out from underneath his black shirt and onto the floor. And I was still sitting on the unleashed chair in my office, with a boring book in my lap and my computer blinking for some reason known only unto itself next to me. How are you doing that? The question that I had asked for near enough every day for literally years now had both chins smiling. Well, Robin leaned back nonchalantly. Pure, awesome talent, Drar added. We're so terribly talented. Alexis tossed something that looked kind of, or rather exactly, like a fistful of air in their direction, and they both fell into the floor with a crash. If I go the other way around, will I get something that can charge my mana up? Is that what will happen? I will get more victims. Dragon Slayer's widow. Dragon Slayer's murderer. Oh no! It's just the thing I didn't need. That's bad. I can give myself a little bit more mana with a potion though. And that's a fly. Yeah. Bounty! This quest is kind of pointless, but that wasn't what I meant to press. That is such a dramatic noise, I swear. What more weapons does she have? Oh yeah, she has evil weapons. Let's go for the evil ones. She also has light and... She's kind of a bit of a mix between the other ones. She has some of the elements. I'm kind of surprised she doesn't have fire, actually. And then she has the darkness fighting ones, and then kind of some dark ones. Do we have... Okay, we have plenty of space for more weapons. Oh, that's a noise. That was a choice. And for once, the choice was not me. Hardly. The angel got the last word, looking completely unfazed. Both the djinns, who were angrier than they would admit that he had spoiled their magic, threw something back. Water or perhaps ice for Drar, and fire for Robin. Alexis wasn't even looking. A casual gesture performed with one finger stopped all attempts at magic. Only when the djinns turned vaguely green, I realized what he'd done. He'd stolen their magic fully. Since I was the only one that could, I tossed my perfectly terrible book at him. He dodged it easily enough, but it somewhat ruffled his always equally neglected hair. You're not allowed to do that, I snapped at him. Kindly, in his usual neutral way, looked back at me. Their magic isn't like your legs, he informed me melodically. It will grow back. I know that, but it is equally important, I objected, letting all the rage I had promised myself not to take out on them merely for appearing right out. Just because you're capable of doing anything you'd like doesn't mean you have the right to. Alexis, insightful and, to me anyway, endlessly patient, simply came over to hug me. Easy, he comforted me simply, naturally knowing that I was in pain, and the dual reasons why. The pain in my right wrist because of my fall the day before, and the other pain, which I would actually place in the small of the back, if I had to give it a space, because of things I thought... I myself really thought I should have gotten over by now. Almost 7 years had passed since my parents died, damn it. But that apparently didn't help. Even aside from the spooky ability to read thoughts, which I knew that Alexis possessed, but neither at the moment nor would ever use on me, he knew, of course he knew, what made me rest my head against his chest and want to accept the comfort he was offering. You were actually there when they had that duel, had been his response, but I had once asked him if he didn't think it was weird that I still got upset about that sometimes. And you were old enough to remember it, clearly. I can imagine few things less strange. Alexis looked at me, and his fire blue eyes, to use my own expression, which, if I may say so, myself, is the best one, visibly grew darker before me until they were so dark blue that the colour only glimmered in the black. "Do you want me to remove the pain for you?" he asked my permission. I was the only one he ever asked for permission before uttering a spell. To be frank, he scared the shit out of most of the university residents, and for good reason. I actually flinched. Removing the pain I felt about my parents was something he had never suggested before, and it would mean a very intrusive magic to change me inside, to remove something which had left an effect on my soul, for lack of a better term. Strangely enough, Alex laughed at my dismay. Sure, he often laughed at the effect he had on people, but he never laughed at me. No, he assured me with a unusual crooked smile. Him smiling wasn't unusual in itself, but that was a new one. Not that pain. I'd like to help you with your hand. This time, if I get a healing pad, is it the correct kind? Yes. Great taste, less filling. I want it to be more filling. I want to get the healing meant. Healingness? Healing meant. It couldn't speed up a little, maybe? I guess this one also only did one. Yeah, because she basically, she badly needs a healer for that. That is the equivalent to, like, the cut I have on my finger. That was also ridiculously. She just does, like, dancing. Drake's claw. Oh, that's what I thought these were. I got them mixed up. That's kind of cute, though. That doesn't fit her vibe at all. That's very, like, unicorn and mermaid. Kind of 5-year-old girl aesthetic. She has got this scary thing going on with her hood. You ask that of me, Dragon Slayer's wife, Dragon Slayer's widow. I should remember what that film is called. I know it has Sean Connery in it, as a dragon. I wonder if there's more than one film where Sean Connery is a dragon. I don't think so. And I feel like my heroine rambles a little bit. Possibly because she's a lot younger than I am these days, because she is still like 17. Which I was not when I started to write her, because I wrote this book in a week. Yeah, you heard that right. Here we go. That noise. No, he assured me with an unusual crooked smile. I'd like to help you with your hand. I broke down into a complete giggle attack and offered him my arm. Holy cricket, how stupid could you get? Even if you read teenage literature? I mean, they say you are what you read, which I don't believe, but surely that's stretching it. Of course, Alexis wouldn't risk that. He out of anyone wouldn't risk changing me in any way. It was likely it wasn't even possible, considering the advanced tattoo, filled to the brim with every protective spell he had been able to think of, placed underneath my right collarbone, and which gamely formed whatever motive I fancied if I only touched it and wished. That last part was pretty needless, as it was a half-broken feather. It was always a feather. When I was younger, I had asked it to make a swan, a paw, butterflies, and a tree. But I had always returned to the feather, and now I had since long stopped trying. It was a goddamn feather, and sod it. I sat down without an ounce of surprise, secure in the comfortable and enormous blue armchair which Alex had made to magically appear in the middle of the room, and let him sit down on the armrest to check my wrist. The djinns were watching us as if it was a show of some kind, but it was, of course. Alexis was one of the most powerful magicians in the world, the undisputedly tenfold best at the entire university, and the place was pretty well stocked on the advanced, not to say awesome. And now they got to see him expertly practicing a magic that nobody could get him to touch normally. While Alexis rolled up the sleeve of my tunic and started to check the damage to be able to choose a spell, I turned back to the djinns. Drar, who was a very typical djinn who cared a lot for tradition, looked very lost without Here's magic. I felt sorry for Here. Alexis might be my closest friend, but I had known Drar since I first started studying, and we had kept each other company studying 1,000 times. Alexis was never quite able to understand problems with difficult studies, but Drar could. Alexis was always happy to help me out. We're running out of spells for murder trophies. Alexis was always happy to help me out, but had he ever decided to enter the lesson system, he would have been obliged to tutor our teachers. Drar and I were equals, if that can ever be said about magical creatures and human beings. Robin, who was more of a modernist djinn, I had known for about 2 years now. Here was sitting by the wall, giving us murderous looks. I frowned. I was the first to admit, Here had a pretty good reason to be pissed off at Alex at this point, but Here seemed to look at us both. I shrugged that thought off and instead pointed out, "But Robin, cut your hair off." The djinn smiled. Robin had used to wear dark hair long, but it was now as short as the classical djinn style worn by Drar. Angels usually had long hair and djinns short for some reason, and humans couldn't make their mind up which. "Do you like it?" Robin wondered with a smile. "Classical me." I nodded my head, but Drar gave Here an almost suspicious look. Geez, say that 5 times quickly, guys. That Drar gave Here. There was too many vowels in that sentence. Or not enough vowels. There were too much of something. Drar gave Here an almost suspicious look. "You're usually all about the human culture," Here objected. "Why are you suddenly taking distance from it? It isn't that it isn't nice, it's just very unlike you." Here added quickly. "You have to try some new things," Robin answered with a shrug. Just as I expected from Here. Oh my god, guys, I found a typo. This book has been published for 8 years. How am I only finding this now? There's a typo there. It says form instead of from. It's a travesty. So just in the minutes I've been watching the screen. I've been watching the screen. The screen, it's like she's tearing through these dudes. Should we go find the stragglers? They are lurking. There were 3 more ready to get. 6 more. There's been like 20 kills in the last minute. Oh no, it's the wrong kind of healing magic thing. You just have to try some new things, Robin answered with a shrug, just like I expected from here. That was classic Robin behavior, and not Ginnish in the least. I love how he has like a different headscarf. Like he's got a... Are they all red? We have to conduct an experiment to see if the different lootable guys have different looks. Because these guys all look right the same, right? Is that a visor of some sort? Because these guys look the same. All of them look the same. They're just copies, and they're renegade hunters. I think they have the same, and they're renegade scouts, so they have slightly different stats. They all look the same. And that's an enforcer. So there are scouts, hunters, and enforcers. Hunters are level 5. Scouts are 4, and the enforcers are level 6, but they're all as easy to kill for someone as overpowered as she is. I also realized that I'm doing a terrible job reading through this book. I'm still in the first chapter. It's okay though. Yeah, he looks the same. Okay, V. Actually, that wasn't V, that was some other boat further away than V. And that was something up on land. The noises. Butcher's knife. So we have the butter knife. That looks kind of cute actually. The sap skiver. The drake's claw, the frost point. That looks like something else I would use. The butcher's knife, that's just unhygienic. The burning curse and a tupper blade. And one piece of junk. 2 more quests. We have the space for, then we have to go sell this, I guess. Ah, so the scouts, there's 3 of them in the level. At that same moment, Alexis said simply, "All right, Sparrow, I'll start healing now." Oh, whoops, I clicked the wrong button. About 7 seconds had passed, approximately, when he sighed and muttered, "Incompetent idiots." I looked up at him without bothering to pronounce the question out loud, and he explained gamely, despite his sudden grumpiness. "They've started the healing process for you and eased the pain briefly. But seriously, why should you carry this around? Too much healing magic will harm the one it is performed on. Uses up their own power," I reminded him. "Yes, but it's also about the skill of the magician. This is only one small broken bone. What kind of novices are they, really?" He had now reached the exploding point of his temper. Outrage or no outrage, his grip around my wrist had grown even remotely tighter. The anger wasn't for me. The gins had curled up where they sat on the floor, leaning against the wall, and I understood them. Unless I deterred him, someone or someones were likely to very soon lose their life, at least something else that they would much rather keep and dearly miss. They can hardly help that they aren't you. There are quite a few magicians and quite few you. I reminded him sternly. Drar and Robin didn't understand how I had the nerve, but what was he going to do? We were friends, and he would never raise a hand to me. So why shouldn't I yell at him? Oh, new blade we haven't gotten yet. The silent slash. Did we check that one out? The blood letter. It looks just like... oh no, it doesn't. One more and then we have to... so it's taken 40 minutes to fill up her inventory with stuff. So how many places? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it takes about 2 minutes per quest. Her bars there have hardly moved. I'm starting to wonder if we'll reach the end of the book. The end of the book, we definitely won't, but the end of the chapter. It's not looking good. I wonder if the chapter is much longer than I thought. It is longer than the Love Street Detectives chapters, to be brutally honest. It is longer, but also I keep losing focus and going for tangents on the violence. There is quite a lot of violence, if we're honest. Strada. That kind of reads to me as like how you know the sound ta-da, Strada. I don't think that sounds going to be read. Tuning knife. Where is the... there it is. It has a perfect... it's a perfect A note. Oops. What am I trying to do? Heal me! We need to find a shop in the village and sell all the junk we've amassed. Can I sell things to you? I know you sell pets, but... this might take me a while. Don't mind me, just talk amongst yourselves. I feel like I might sneeze. I hate that when I'm when I'm on the phone at work, because it's not like you can just kind of turn off, and our mics are quite sensitive, so... and we don't want to mute for especially long, so sometimes I just sit there holding the mute button, waiting for the exact right moment to turn it on mute for sneezing. It's just as silly as it sounds, peeps. There's some quests. There are missing pets. Well, we don't have time for pet quests. We are slaughtering bandits by the dozens. So I woke up at about 5 a.m. this morning because I stayed with my friend and their cats were sleeping on me. So my body was just kind of like, how do I turn over in my sleep when there's a cat on me? Yeah, it literally woke up in the middle of the night and the cat was just purring to herself like... My friend has 2 cats and they're sisters and they look quite alike, so I literally don't know which cat it was at any given time. I'm pretty sure they took turns. And that there were 2 cats. At some point. Red Death, that's new. What's that? It's not even poison, it's disease. Why is disease an element and what noise does it make? Can we try it? Those are quite cute actually. I mean, not cute, but they match her vibe. We compare that noise to the poison noise. That looks a bit like she's wielding snakes. Oh wow, those are powerful daggers. But not that it matters. I mean, those Red Death, that blade was not powerful enough, but between her weapons, I think they will all take these guys out, so... What is the end of this first chapter? Like, it's so... Oh my gosh, I have like 8 more pages and I've already read like 8. I used to make way longer chapters back in the days, y'all. It's not how it is in Love Street Detectives. Well, that reminds me actually, Love Street Detective, the kind of extended version with all the Love Street Detectives novellas from that. So the novellas with the same name, so it's Love Street Detectives Volume 1, 2 and 3. They're set sort of close to each other in time. There is a collection of all 3 plus extra scenes, and it will be released in 2 days. And that's all the Love Street Detectives that is ever gonna be, but the Love Street series will continue. I'm probably gonna take a year's break in between the novellas and publish the 4th book in the series, the first Love Street Witches book, next December. Because we have the podcast this year and everything. This stream might need a part 2 for finishing the chapter. Oops. What happened here? I accidentally minimized the window, I think. Arthur Harty. Still not as good as that first guy. That the very first time we came in, we got to 600. So there is a scale, a money scale. It is very rare that you don't catch any of them, but that is what will happen if you don't get the bounty list first. So why shouldn't I yell at him? I'm just thinking it up where I was. Especially I was the only one with these privileges and somebody needed to yell at him regularly. To the surprise of our now somewhat extended audience, but never mind, Alexis merely smiled as the darkness of his eyes gave forewarning of truly awesome magic approaching quickly. All right, he surrendered readily. May I heal you now, please? At this point, there was quite a few people standing in the doorway or sneaking by the wall to join the djinns to watch Alexis heal. Obviously, they did not escape his attention. Are they bothering you? He merely asked me. I knew they would be evicted very quickly if I said that they did, but having grown up amongst academics, I knew very well that more than anything they liked to observe occurrences, were it science or magic, that were out of the norm. For me, indulging them were mostly a given. However, I spotted Kata, whom I did not like at all, hiding in a corner. Hello, Bee! We're doing a stream where I don't have to use my fingers as much because I cut myself. I cut myself in the finger while shaving my legs. Don't ask me how I managed that. I find it quite impressive. How's your week been? We're seeing in this stream how many of these villains she can catch in an hour's time. It's been over 100 at this point. She's just tearing through them like butter. Nina had to leave. She was here, but she had to go out. And Michelle went to schedule an oil change, and I think it kidnapped her. Busy. Hopefully you got them beautiful dolphin legs now. Pardon? I was acquiring dolphin legs. I have acquired another bee. I would say he's your evil twin, but I'm pretty sure you're his evil twin. As smooth as a dolphin's. Oh, I'm not sure I quite went for that, but yeah, I will definitely do that thing, that girl thing, when I go to bed, where you roll, you sort of rub your legs together like a cricket, because you've just shaved your legs. I will be doing that. So I've got a bounty list, and I am hunting these guys down for money. And I will need to go back and see how many of them she have managed to get in. There's a timer for an hour. There's a little bit of time left. But it's... We sold Jaggers, like, what could it have been? Nearly 20 of them, and we are back up to 4. So what have you been super duper busy with, Bee? Share with the support community that is this chat. Dun dun. The music is so dramatic. I kind of love it. I don't know why I say kinda, as if I haven't played this game for 18 years and clearly have absolutely no intention of stopping. It's like, kinda love it. I'm calling my own bullshit on that one. She kinda looks like she's doing a silly walk. I've never thought about this before. Don't hit me. I mean, I am making you go down, but don't hit me. I love how you said as smooth as a dolphin's and not as smooth as a dolphin, because that's kind of implying to me that dolphins have legs that can be smooth. Here we have the Pocahontas. The poke you full of calls. She does not walk, she skedaddles. I don't know what she's doing. The silly walks makes me think of my favorite Monty Python song. And possibly my favorite Monty Python sketch. I mean, there's quite a few very good ones, but I adore the parrot that's pining for the fjords. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. And the lumberjack song. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He works all... No, he sleeps all night and he works all day. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. Dolphins could have legs. I mean, could they though? I don't think that'd be great for swimming. Ariel proves that it's kind of hard. Maybe they're just self-conscious about them. Oh, so you mean they've hidden their legs from us? But how do you know, if they hide their legs, that they're not also hiding the fact that they've got body hair? It's a plot twist. Dolphins' legs are not dolphins' moo. That is such an aggressive noise. Oh, we do have extra potion, so we'll use that. I know it's kind of like a feminist, oh, women shouldn't have to shave their legs. I just do it because it kind of feels nice. I don't do it all the time, but it's kind of nice to... It's loud, yeah. And I have it down in like... There's nearly no sound. Let's see. Well, now I lowered it. This is back now to what it was, but that doesn't seem to actually be... I don't know what's going on. The soundscape in the game is not even. Like, the normal noises are normal, and then that dun dun comes in and just scares us. Flash games have their own sound barrier thingy. Yeah, but I have the music off. Yikes. I don't know what that is. Flee battle. Why would I want to flee? There's like absolutely nothing to fly from. Did you know that sort of Flash games, they discontinued that, so Flash games don't exist anymore? And that's exactly what these games were made in. So the company had to build their own like adapter to make the game keep working. It was a big thing. I have been playing the game for 18 years and it's like 22 or 23 or something years old, 20-ish. Meant that all Flash games are weirdly mixed. Yeah, you absolutely have a point, B. There'll always be Flash games. Yeah, I mean it's a Flash game. It just uses new software because Flash was unavailable. A fly flew straight into my face. It was a very tiny fly. Yeah, it kind of makes you nostalgic in a way. It's so loud. I always get a little like, I prefer the older, like this is a really old quest. It existed already when I started playing the game, 18 years ago. Which is funny because this cape is from a quest that's like 17 years old. but they've brought it back for like a limited time at the moment, and they're like this old quest, and I'm here like, why have you brought it back? I've kept the stuff all this time, and now you're giving it to new people? I don't feel special. But it's been so long that basically all of the original players are probably not. It's been so long they're having like a renaissance of it. Panic if a fly hits me in the face that it's laid eggs. What, like on your face? Jeez. Thanks for that intrusive thought I never had before. And we are awaiting the noise. I don't know if you can hear that. That is our timer. It has been a full hour. We only got halfway through the first chapters of the book, and we have completed this quest like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times this time, and we will double check how many empty slots she has when we sell those off. There's a type of fly that does that. Like, are they normal flies? How big are they? This was a small one. It was a tiny fly. This looks like Elsa would use it. Like, that it tries to lie flies like in your face or just on your face? So, we have managed, so there's 31, 12, so that's 19 slots. We managed to do the quest 29 times in an hour. So it's slightly more than 2 minutes. That's annoying that we didn't get to 30. It's a tie up in a bag. Typo in a bag. So I'm just running around this town. But I found out a year or two ago, when I removed her, she has red hair under here. Which I just love. She's matched like her hair to her cloak. And often her daggers. But it's like, I don't know, something about the fact that she's secretly a redhead under there just amuses me. Because she is, yeah, we're gonna remove that and then go, whoop. She is openly a redhead. We're gonna do the quest one more time with Mara, who has got quite a different vibe. The other one is kind of dark, and this is a Slayer of the Dark. They would totally try to kill each other if they ever met. Oh yeah, she is. She's holding a dagger while getting a haircut. It's like, is that meant to be a threat? Like, if you give me a bad haircut, you're gonna be sorry. She has light, and so the silver is good for werewolves and vampires, and the light is good for all sorts of darknessy things, including vampires and werewolves, to be fair. So yeah, that's what she mainly slays. I'm gonna take her to the hair cutting place and observe the dagger holding, because I did not notice. Might as well show you the third person that they're hanging out with. She's got more of a frosty vibe, including this very like warm gear. I've spent too much time customizing these people. She's also doing quite some darkness slaying and then some elements. Yeah, you will, won't you? Yeah, that wasn't meant to happen. So I don't know if you were here for this part of the story, B. This lady, there's an old film with Sean Connery being a dragon. And he tells somebody, you can't ask this of me, Dragon Slayer's wife. She looks at him defiantly and goes, Dragon Slayer's widow. And like 17-year-old me thought it was a wonderful idea to name this character that. Because it has been like 18 years. This was 2007, I think. So, yeah. This is, she doesn't own a house. That's not fair. We can't even own corpses. I was about to say own corpses. What is happening? I want to go to a non-war version of this. There we are with the... Yeah. She does still have the... Especially if you give her... Oh gosh! She's actively stabbing. She looks like she's holding a dagger to him to make like a good... Let's own... Yeah, I wanted to own a house, not a corpse. I mean, the American government is doing the own a corpse and incubate fetuses in them just fine. I don't need to help. That's also true. She has her hood up while getting a haircut. And this one is facing him. And she's wearing the cloak and like the full-on... This wasn't what the rogues looked like when I started playing the game. It was much more simple and less brown bits. But it's like... the hair color, is that changing anything? Because it wasn't... I think... Oh no, I'm back in the war zone. Because they've jumped back to a quest that I already did when it first happened 18 years ago. I don't want to do that quest. I want to do the quest when her granddaughter is missing. Can I... Oh yeah. I quite like this quest. So we are in a... Here we can see what it has, like weaknesses. So it is weak for stone. Oh, there's no noise this time. What happened to the noise? Did the noise disappear? Yeah, we don't get to have sound anymore. So we're in this like dark cave full of bugs, looking for someone's missing grandchild. And I'm supposing somebody's missing child because she has to have had parents at some point. And just sort of sneaking around in a cage with Like, imagine how big these bugs are. It's fire. She doesn't have fire. Is it strength with... No. Wasp noises. I don't think they make wasp noises. I think it's just that kadonk sound again. I wonder... I have a feeling the spider also hits with venom. Like, we could just do venom hits at each other. Oh no, it doesn't have an element. How boring. Oh, we killed the spider. For monsters. Her name was going to be Thomas. Kadonk sounds. The beetles don't like wind. No, I think they don't like... Oh. The wasps don't do well against earth, but they're in the earth. Oh, I think we've been joined by the child. Okay. I love how I've committed to the evil bit and she has 666 of the coins. Nope, nothing happened with the hitting it with that. So now this is just completely silent. This is great entertainment. Yeah, I hope Michelle is okay. She was gonna be right back and then she never came back. I think whatever it was took a lot longer than she thought it would. And then she probably had to start going home. It's that time. Did the child just blow a dart? Yeah, she did. But it didn't seem to like do anything. But yeah, the child is blowing darts at them. She's just hanging out in rumors. So scared of animals that he ran away from a snail. That reminds me, do you know how worms mate? Because they're hermaphrodites, so when they meet up and do worm stuff, both of them come away pregnant. That's equality, peeps. Okay. So I have done my experiments. And hopefully my finger will be in better shape next week. So we'll be back to Sims 1 for Wednesday and back to our Sims 2 series for the Friday. Yes, worm stuff. You know exactly what I meant. Michelle, if you come back and watch this back, I hope you're okay. Nina, if you watch this back, thank you. Thank you for arriving in the beginning. And B, thank you for showing up and keeping me company for the end of the stream. I hope you will be slightly less busy over the weekend and next week. And have a great time. It was great to see you. Do not try and hack my whatever this is account. I might have to edit that part out. Make your own. Seriously, it's quite fun. Night night. Take care.